So Amazon.com told us to buy this thing on our recommendations for Christmas for our kids. It's called My First Mind-Blowing Science Kit.
It's My First Mind-Blowing Science by Scientific Explorer, a subsidiary of Alex Brand's Toys.
Here's the back.
Number 1 recommended. Over 1,600 glowing 5-star reviews, some of which are even verified purchases that were not written by a computer program in China.
Alright, let's see where it was made. According to this was made in China.
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 Huge. Well, what is it?
It's a science kit, basically. It says mind-blowing experiments to delight and educate young scientists. Mix up magic ooze with a mind of its own. Mix safe chemicals and watch colors change before your eyes. You'll amaze yourself and your friends as you explore the science behind these truly remarkable reactions.
Alright then, it's morphin' time!
Galileo!
Not a cherry. Neil deGrasse Tyson. What?
I said pick your favorite scientist, not your favorite TED Talk speaker.
Isaac Newton.
We're gonna go ahead and open this bad boy and see what $15 on Amazon.com can get you. $24 suggested list price. Drum roll as we open up the box. This is it.
That's it?
Well, it looks like they gave us an instructions manual and some plastic cups, the kind you use at the drug lab or the doctor's office. Color tablets.
Color tablets, that's cool.
And looks like we got red cabbage juice, cornstarch, baking soda. Does any of this sound like an exciting science kit yet, or does this sound like household products? Citric acid. This is for test tubes.
Yep,
And we got
the test tube.
test tubes. Let's set our test tubes up. We will not be using these for our experiment today, but we might as well set them up. Alright, well let's make the most of this, and let's do experiment number 1. I mean, activity number 1. That's what it says here. It's not even called an experiment.
Should we be worried?
Probably, a little bit. Let's hold hands. Alright, here it says activity number 1, dancing powders. This one's all about the base.
And the acid. This is what we'll need. 2 cups, a scoop, baking soda, and citric acid.
It's time to get started on your mind-blowing journey in the world of chemistry. Let's start with this simple activity to learn about acids, bases, and chemical reactions. When water is added to a mixture of citric acid and baking soda, the mixture will quickly and intensely bubble, which produces carbon dioxide gas. If the container is sealed, it can build pressure and burst. Always use open, unsealed containers such as cups or bowls when working with mixtures of citric acid and baking soda near water.
Step 1.
One of our cups has already been filled with water by our off-screen angel.
Step 2.
Always have an adult handy to cut things with scissors. to use our medium-sized scoop to scoop the citric acid and the baking soda into one of the other cups. First, we'll put in the citric acid, a scoop of it. Look at those little white crystals. Sort of looks like sugar.
And salt.
Or salt, yeah. It's a little white crystal. We'll put it in the cup. Whoa, what is that? Now I know what you're asking, but what is citric acid anyway? Well, citric acid is just the common weak organic acid that's found in acidic fruits, like lemons or limes or oranges or grapefruits or tomatoes or iguanas. Okay, maybe not iguanas, but all manner of sour-tasting fruits. In fact, citric acid is that stuff that's in our sour fruits that actually makes them taste sour in the first place. So you can bet your biscuits that this lemon here has a lot of citric acid, or at least more than this iguana. So there it is, our citric acid. So now we're going to go ahead and put in our medium scoop, of baking soda. Wait, I know what you're wondering. What on earth is baking soda? Baking soda is the everyday name for a type of salt that chemists refer to as sodium bicarbonate. People use it for all sorts of stuff around the house. Cleaning, brushing teeth, and yes, even baking. For the purposes of this experiment, it helps to know that sodium bicarbonate behaves like a base when it's dissolved in water. We spilled some of our dangerous chemicals.
It's just, you use it in cookies. You can put that in cookies, right? It's like you use it for like baking.
We can finally add our baking soda to our citric acid. Whoa! What is it this time? I took my pills, I swear! What is it? Okay, I get it. If this is really science, we all need to formulate some sort of hypothesis as to what we think is going to happen when we add these two chemicals together.
I have a hypothesis. You mean an idea you can test?
It's basically synonymous with a prediction. If we have a testable prediction and we find out that our prediction's false, we'll know what we don't know, and knowing what you don't know is half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! So we're each going to make a prediction as to what we think is going to happen when we mix baking soda and citric acid in this little cup. And Claire, what do you suppose is going to happen?
Something like bubbling is gonna happen.
Bubbly. When we put these two dry powders together, something bubbly is going to happen. Abe, what do you predict is going to happen?
I predict it's gonna kind of rise up.
As for me in my house, I think that a whole lot of nothing's going to happen, but I'm cheating. I'm the one that's edited this video, so I already know how this is going to happen. So let's go ahead and add the powders together. Carefully, carefully. Meticulously done, my homies. Carefully. Is it safe?
Is it safe? Nothing happened.
Well, as predicted, absolutely nothing happened when we combined the two solid powders. And yes, I did say solids. Don't be fooled just because these aren't flowing liquid. They are in fact solids. They're just very, very tiny solids. Little itty bitty solids. Doesn't smell like anything. And so far, doesn't look like much either.
Step 3.
Swirl the citric acid around with the baking soda so that we get it all mixed up. Mixed up like our heads.
Now blame. Step 4.
You want to get the other cup that you've already filled with water. H2O.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
Step 5.
And then, whoa, 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 stop, 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 don't do it. We don't know what's going to happen when you put that water in there. We need to formulate another hypothesis.
I have a hypothesis.
You mean an idea you can test?
What? We are?
That's right, boyo. This here's the nefarious solvent known as
H2O.
You may not realize it, but water isn't an entirely neutral thing. It's another chemical we're adding to the mixture.
Yes, baking soda is only a base in relation to water, and citric acid is only an acid in relation to
Water.
And it is only through the medium of water that one will react with the other.
Abraham, what do you think is going to happen when we add water to this mixture?
It's gonna bubble.
It's going to bubble. I think that the water is going to turn into gold. Or I hope.
That's dumb.
Let's find out for ourselves! So let's add the water.
Okay.
Claire, you can pour it in actually. Nice and slowly. Wow!
It's
So, what did we find out, guys? How did your hypothesis do, Claire?
My hypothesis worked.
It was confirmed.
Bubbled and nothing really happened.
What did you hypothesize, Abe? What happened?
it bubbled.
It bubbled. I did the same. We all thought it was going to bubble, and so our prediction came true. But I wonder why that is so. Citric acid is an acid, and baking soda is a base. And when they mix in water, they neutralize each other to form a gas called carbon dioxide, the same gas that we breathe when we exhale. The bubbling and fizzing is caused by the carbon dioxide gas escaping from the liquid. When chemicals like citric acid and baking soda meet and make new chemicals like carbon dioxide, it's called a chemical reaction. But is there more that we could say about this? I think that there is. Do you think that there is?
Yeah.
I think that there is. Do you think that there is?
I think 100% there is.
We think that there's more to say. Well, so anyway, we got 10 more activities left in this thing, and we're going to do them all. We're filming them all, we're putting them all up, we're going to do every single scientific experiment in here. Well, so until then, we're Creative Cat Productions. Bye!
Bye.
Creative Cat Productions.